It is day 20 of Linktober. The main calendar's prompt is companion, and just like last year, I very nearly read it as champion, but I didn't. And then the shadow calendar's prompt is Ghirahim. I've drawn Ghirahim every year that I've participated in Linktober. So I guess that's just the theme. That's a thing. But he is best sparkly boy, so, why not?
So for companion, I wanted to try my hand at drawing Medli again. I drew her my second year doing Linktober. It wasn't the greatest, but I really wanted to try again because I love her and she's adorable. But I tried to mix the Wind Waker style with my own style, and I am actually really happy with the result. I absolutely love how she turned out. I think she's adorable. She looks like she might be a little bit older in this photo maybe than she's in the game, but it could also just be style. But yeah, I really love how she came out. I was having fun with the brush pen after doing the last 2-3 pictures, and I decided that instead of starting off with the regular fine liner, I was just gonna go right in with the brush pen, and I almost ruined it. But more on that later. So for Ghirahim, I've drawn him every year. As I said, the first year I drew him in his true form. The second year I drew him in the final picture as my redesign from my Skyward Sword story. And last year I did him for the favorite character prompt because I had wanted to do a precursor design of what I'm planning to get as a tattoo of him. This year, I wasn't originally intending to draw him again because I had drawn him all 3 years, but then he was a prompt, so I had to draw him. Not that I'm complaining, but I wasn't sure what to do. Then I was like, well, he's dramatic, so I'll have him being dramatic, and then I couldn't think of what kind of dramatic thing to do. So I was like, well, he's got his little dagger thingies, and he can make them float around. So I'll do a cool, him with the dagger in front of him and try to do the whole perspective-y thing. I think I got it. This is about where I messed up with the brush marker. I sort of kind of managed to save it, and it doesn't look too bad. But yeah, I almost completely destroyed her hair. But I didn't... Sorry, I just jumped right back into Medli off of Ghirahim. But I didn't quite have the right color for her skin, but I feel like skin feathers... Do they have feathers or do they have skin? I don't know. I think they're supposed to be feathers. I think it's feathers. Anyway, I didn't have the right color, but I tried my best. And I don't think it turned out too bad, the skin color. I think I managed to blur it out enough with... Blur's not the right word. Desaturate with the colorless blender to lighten it enough to be pretty much the right color, but still a little bit too peachy. It's still a little too peachy. Peach isn't... It's close enough. But yeah, her base color is actually like this sort of off-white, sort of tan color, and the closest thing I had to that was still a little bit too orange, and I ended up grabbing the wrong marker anyway. And I already put it down on the paper, so I just kind of had to go with it. But yeah, I think I managed to get it to a spot where it looks pretty good. Still not quite right, but pretty good. And overall, I'm really happy with how she came out and the mixture of Wind Waker style and my style. With Ghirahim, I was worried the color that I was going to use for his skin wouldn't look right, but it actually ended up being pretty much perfect. You know, which Ghirahim is. At least he thinks so. Don't hurt me. But, yeah, I was worried about him just because of his coloring. He's got that weird sort of tannish silver skin and his big shiny forehead. And then the rest of his clothing and his hair, and it's all white. I'm like, I don't have any white markers. I have the white gel pen, and I have a white pencil. So I made do, and I feel like it worked pretty well. I probably could have gone a little heavier with the white pencil that I used, but I still feel like it turned out pretty good. And yeah, when I initially sketched him out, the dagger was short and stubby, and his face was wrong, so I did fix that off camera. When I initially sketched him, I forgot how big his forehead was, and so I had to refix the placement of his face on his face. But I feel like it looks much better now. His mouth is still in a slightly awkward spot, but you know, it is what it is. And I feel like the dagger's still a little tiny, but it's a lot better than what I initially sketched it as, which was about half that size. But yeah, I'm really happy with the perspective I got, even if it is still slightly wonky, and how the coloring came out in the final product, and yes. I do apologize for how quickly I have been talking. This is actually the fifth, I can't even think, the fifth video I've recorded today. I have to do it in mass all at once because I have no idea what my schedule is going to look like, and I have to get as much done as I can on my days off. So yes, I apologize for my very quick speaking. I hope you could understand me. I'm purposefully trying to slow my speech down right now. But yes, I hope you enjoyed this, and you'll check out my other Linktobers, which will be linked up in the card, and that you'll join me tomorrow for the rest of, well, not the rest of, but the next day of Linktober, and maybe after Linktober. Continue to join me on my art journey. So I hope to see you tomorrow, and onwards after that. Till then, bye.